defense, and then because it was new to him. But he said the beach guy was really good. We're
rolling, so you guys go ahead and start when you want.
All right.
Dennis, let's
introduce.
Yeah, just go ahead and put that paper away so we can't see.
All right. Well, okay. Am I good? Can you see it? Can you see it? Are you good?
We're good.
Yeah. Okay, I'm with Ken Blumethal, a legend from the IE back in the day. My defensive coordinator, a good friend of mine. He's helped me out in so many different ways through the year, but he's a great coach, great life coach, I think, that you are to a lot of people. So I'm Dennis Paulson, Ken Blumethal. This is our little sports talk before our pregame against Chaffee and Valley College. Ken, back in the day, 1971, middle linebacker, all CBL, Ken Hubbs Award winner, right? God, that's huge. Ken Hubbs, I mean, that's as big as they get. You come on to Valley, come and play at Valley College, win the Sam Wolf Award, which, elaborate on that. What was that?
Well, Sam Wolfdorf Award.
Okay.
That was for courage, dedication, and desire. And that's probably one of the most proud awards that I've won because it's after a veteran. He left Valley College in the war, and then he was killed.
Wow.
But he had a great reputation in the service, and he was at Valley College and left. And so that's an award that has since passed by. They don't give it anymore.
Because that was kind of during the Vietnam War days, right?
Before then.
Right, and then
yeah.
Gotcha.
And I still have, believe it or not, out of all the awards I've won, I have that in my office, the Sam Wolfdorf Award.
That's a great award. Yeah. I mean, that's a great award. So, nice to know. Goes on to play at Long Beach State. I mean, big time, strong safety kind of guy. They called you the Silver Bullet. What was your nickname they had for you?
That was at Eisenhower because my helmets, I managed to break several of them, so they gave me a special helmet, and it was silver.
And they didn't paint it? What's the deal?
They didn't paint it, which was good. They said, put a bullseye on this guy here in the middle with the silver helmet, just wipe him out.
That's classic.
Yeah.
And Bloom ends up blowing his knee. Probably would have went to the pros, I thought. You know, that Denver Broncos were looking at you, right, back in the day?
Yeah.
So what happened? Last game, second to last game?
Second to last game, playing Western Michigan at Veterans Stadium in Long Beach.
Wow.
And, you know, it's just one of those things. Everybody gets them, and it completely blew out my medial collateral. Done.
So you realize at that moment, not going to go to the NFL.
We didn't really even think about the NFL like they do now.
Because it wasn't free agency.
Yeah,
a lot of people, they said the same thing, kind of just wash it over. He said he had 2 or 3 different letters. But you're right, I guess until '83, until the free agency came out, there wasn't a whole lot of money, right? I mean, it wasn't a big thing.
It might have been like $28,000, $30,000. One guy signed, I think, Louis Loriano from Long Beach signed for about 50 grand. But we didn't even know. I mean, just to show you, I was kind of a hang-loose guy in practice.
Nah.
Kind of goofing around on the sidelines waiting for this game, and then they said, hey, who's that guy over there with the buckskin coat? And then the guy's telling me, he goes, oh, that's the Denver Broncos scout. Oh, who's he here for? Blumethal. We didn't know.
We didn't know anything, right? Yeah. They didn't know anything because they didn't promote it like they do now, right? You didn't have that kind of, you didn't have the internet, you didn't have all that stuff. So anyway, what got you into coaching?
What got me into coaching?
What made you want to be a coach?
Actually, you know, when I was at Eisenhower, trying to get my foot in the door as a teacher, Bill Christopher asked me to coach the JVs in 1978. So I kind of was under his wing and learned some really good things from Bill Christopher. Bill
Christopher comes over from, Tyree brought him in from the desert area because back in the day, I guess, rumor has it, if you couldn't get a job in the big city, you had to go out to the desert and go to a small school, make a name for yourself, then you get to come into the city here. So Christopher comes over with Tyree, does 1 year with him, then all of a sudden goes over, coaches Ronnie Lott, 3 years. Everyone knows who Ronnie Lott is, right?
Exactly.
You knew who he was, right?
My brother played with Ronnie.
Ronnie played with Ronnie, right? Yeah. So he coaches him. You come in '78. That was the last time for almost 12 years at Eisenhower. So now you got the defense coordinator, Bruick's over there. You got, he was the defense coordinator for Tyree. Now he's a head coach. Christopher was the defense coordinator for Tyree and head coach. Now they're going to play each other, and that was the last time they beat Fontana for almost 12 years, right? What was that, 9-7, field goal game, something like that? That's your
first. There was like 7,000 to 10,000 people in the stadium. They brought in stands on the side. That was a big game.
It was huge, probably more than that. And that's ironic because in 1990 was my first year coaching, and another time when Eisenhower beat him. So we get into that. So then what brought you, so you leave Eisenhower, how many years did you do there?
1 year, JV head coach. We won the championship. I'll tell you something about Fontana, though.
Give me some stories.
They jacked me a little bit.
So he's going to tell us a story. This is rumor has it. Okay, let's go.
Well, I'll just tell you, sometimes the guys don't play fair over there. I'm the JV coach. We're undefeated. We're going to go play Fontana, JVs.
Rumor has it.
They asked me, do you mind if we play 2 games, because we have a lot of people, and we'll play a game, and then we'll play a game afterwards with the leftover guys, the guys that don't get in so much.
Sure,
I said, okay, not knowing what's going on. Well, we go over there, and that they would play the JVs up and down then, varsity and down. So we go there, and I'm thinking, well, we have about 45 kids on our team, and all of a sudden they come out with 45 really big guys.
Gotcha.
The varsity drop downs.
Gotcha.
They're going to win. So they play us, and they beat us, our only defeat that year. And then afterwards, the second guys come out. 65 guys come running out to play the second game, and I only have like 20 guys that didn't play. 65 guys. I said, guys, we're not playing. Because they really did us under.
Well, you know what? I don't think what he
that was dirty, Dennis.
He's thinking dirty, but what he didn't understand, and back in the day, but when you played, you guys handled Fontana in the day,
not
right?
Not me, not my team.
No, your 71 team. I mean, back in 72, right? You guys beat them, right?
With Cleotis George, I think you ran.
They might have beat you. That's right. Wasn't a big rivalry, and brought you down Carlsbad. I mean, but they don't understand the rivalry between the steel mill and the towns back then. It was so huge.
More Fontana, with your book.
Yeah.
It's basically Redlands Fontana.
Gotcha.
We were not.
Yeah, we weren't. Well, the thing was, so many people came out, in Fontana. It was a ritual. I mean, 100 people would try out. And Eisenhower didn't have that passion right away. I think with Christopher and them, they didn't get that kind of support.
When Christopher came, it started to turn.
I
would say at that time.
I'd definitely say it would start to turn, hands down. So.
Because Christopher's a great coach.
Yeah. Did you ever work at the steel mill? Did anyone that knew work at the steel mill?
Yes, I had one of my best friend worked at the steel mill in the coke ovens. He said it was like 150 degrees in there, knocking the slag off the coke, and that was one of his first jobs. His name was Keith McKinney. He played at Eisenhower.
Okay.
Defensive end. All the McKinney boys played there.
Wow.
And if anybody knows the McKinney boys, they'll know they all went to military, Annapolis, and they're all in the air.
So, did you just finish your master's right out of? So at Long Beach State, did you stay there? Did you go somewhere else to get your master's? And what brought you into Valley?
Gene Mazzei. Actually, I remember I was still coaching the JVs, and Gene at Eisenhower walks up to the fence and says, "Hey, come here," because he knew me from my brother when we were at Valley.
Gotcha.
And said, "I'd like you to come and coach at Valley College."
Wow.
So that was the next year, 78, 79 year.
Just
and
like
I came in as a defensive back coach, and because I was right out of Long Beach.
Wow.
Still, limping around a little bit.
Well, you know what? Then that's a little kudos to you, because Smelly was telling me the two most important coaches were the O-line coach and the DB coach. And so you being the DB coach, that
Smedley being an O-lineman.
No, and a D-line. But he said that. He said that was the two guys you got to find. You got to find those two guys. So you coached with Gene Mazzei. Was he the head coach at the time, or was? Yep. So when did he take over? 79?
He took over 70, maybe 78. But I was
it goes
with
to
him
about 85,
79.
right?
Yeah, he went about 3 years. Then when Ron came in, I stayed with Ron.
Yeah, so he came in. I don't think Ron came in until 85, 86.
85 or 86, that's
and back then, Chafee wasn't a big rivalry. Didn't have the 210, right? I mean, I thought it was more of a rivalry. But when a lot
of the Fontana kids went to Chafee.
Yeah, well, that was the rules.
A lot of the Eisenhower kids.
Well, that was the rules. The rules were back then. I guess if you lived in that area, you had to do that. I didn't know that recruitment thing. The crossover contact, all that stuff. So. You were my defensive coordinator, and I've been a coach now 20 years, and Blumethal taught me something. It's great because everywhere you go somewhere, you learn something. And what I learned from you was understand the game. You helped us understand the game as a player, and I try to get the kids to understand formation rec, to understand that, and that a different way of reading, in high school, because a lot of kids coach under one program and are from one program, that's all they know. So when they go to play anyone, they're going to run just that because they've never broadened their horizon. They don't understand anything. They don't go to clinics. They don't try to educate themselves. So you taught me to see it a different way. You know what I mean? To read differently than I was taught in high school. And Bruick, one of the best coaches around, hands down still. I mean, and what did you think about Bruick? I mean, what's your take on him when he came there? And why was there so much hatred from Eisenhower and Fontana?
Hatred. I don't know.
Not with you, but I mean with the towns. What was that, the big thing? Was it because of the mill?
I really don't know. Tell you the truth, I don't know. I just know Brooke was a great coach. I think Christopher could coach at any level. Tom Hoke was a great coach. He could have coached at any level.
Gotcha.
And, so I just think it's, you know, maybe Coach Powell would be a little more into it because he lived right there in the middle of it.
Yeah, maybe it was more of a town thing. So,
Yeah.
so Chafee, for recruitment wise, now you're the head girls cross country coach, right?
Yeah.
Okay, been coaching there. What, you've been here almost 30 years at
35.
least? 35 years already, Ken Coach.
Really.
So went to the bowl. I mean, like, so my coach, my mentor, took over when Smedley had a heart attack too. You know, came in last minute. They had to do that, and you did a great job. I got to be a part of that. It was fun. What is the
Dennis, the great thing about you and coaching you, and of course we had probably,
great
as far as
talent.
athletes
God,
goes,
best talent I've ever seen. I mean,
super. And you were from Fontana. You loved the game. It just seems like guys from over there love the game. The Eisenhower guys loved the game, and they just played with tenacity more than I had seen up till that time.
Gotcha.
And but you, being as smart as you were about, you know, the linebackers had to call everything, and you were able to do it, and that's.
So that's
really
why a
got you
guy
on the field.
a 5'7", 165 guy gets.
Yeah, but extremely quick, could make the plays and make all the checks that we had to make and make the calls.
I was a coach on the field, basically, right?
Exactly.
So